And good evening from a region at war tonight. The latest sign just moments ago as we saw missiles streak across the sky behind me, appearing to head from Iran toward Israel. And earlier this evening, the U.S. Embassy very close to us here in Amman, Jordan, was evacuated because of an unnamed threat. All of it coming as the State Department is urging Americans in 14 different countries to get out now. And all of it part of a long-feared battle that exploded over the weekend. For 3 days now, missiles have been flying overhead with Iran's counterattacks landing in countries throughout the Gulf, hoping to pressure the U.S. and Israel to slow their assault. But with more U.S. soldiers headed to the region tonight, President Trump is saying the biggest wave of fighting is yet to come. We have a team of correspondents across the Middle East and at the White House covering every angle of this, including possible threats back home. But first, what we know about the war right now. For a third day now, U.S. and Israeli forces are pounding Iran, striking more than 1,000 targets across the country since Saturday, including key government and military buildings in the capital.
We have the strongest and most powerful by far military in the world, and we will easily prevail.
But President Trump warning this fight could last a month or more, not ruling out a U.S. ground operation before it's over. The question tonight, though, what's the end game and who will take over in Iran after more than 40 of the country's most senior leaders were killed in the first minutes of the war? For now, the regime's military fighting back hard, firing missiles and launching drones at least 11 countries, among them Israel and Kuwait, where an Iranian weapon tore through a U.S. operations center, killing 6 American troops. 3 U.S. F-15 fighter jets shot down by Kuwait in what's been described as a friendly fire incident. All 6 aircrew ejected safely, this pilot even appearing to smile as she brushed herself off. Commercial flights in the region, meanwhile, have become near non-existent. Thousands stranded, among them U.S. citizens.
They sent massive alerts on everyone's phones, those alerts you get, saying shelter in place, incoming missiles may be coming, stay away from windows. And that was the most jarring thing.
And jarring is a good description for what a lot of people are experiencing across this entire region. Let's go to Chief Correspondent Matt Gutman. He's in Tel Aviv, Israel for us tonight, where air raid sirens have been going off. Matt, good evening.
And Tony, good evening. What we're seeing is arguably the largest ever conflict in the Middle East, with 11 countries that have been hit by Iranian missiles or drones. That, as Israeli officials tell me, that they believe that Iran still has about 2,500 ballistic missiles, which the U.S. and Israel are systematically working to destroy.
Explosions and columns of smoke and fire across Iran. Evidence of an unrelenting campaign by the U.S. and Israel, now in its 3rd devastating day. The initial assault Saturday morning was quick and deadly, taking out Iran's leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and dozens of senior officials. It was followed by constant waves of strikes coming from U.S. fighter jets, taking off from aircraft carriers and Tomahawk cruise missiles, degrading Iran's ability to launch ballistic missiles. But over 500 people have been killed, according to the Red Crescent, including at a girls' elementary school, where Iranian state media claimed more than 100 children were killed. Iran lashing out across the Middle East. Several U.S. military facilities in the region have already been hit, including in Kuwait, where 6 U.S. service members were killed over the weekend. Today, President Trump honored them.
In their memory, we continue this mission with ferocious, unyielding resolve to crush the threat this terrorist regime poses to the American people.
Iran also indiscriminately targeting civilian sites.
Oh my God.
A hotel in Dubai, this apartment building in Bahrain, and in Israel, a direct hit near Jerusalem. This neighborhood leveled.
It pulverized the concrete into something like this, but among the effects, you can see combs, Pokemon cards, and family pictures.
Dozens were wounded and 9 were killed in the attack, including a mother and her son buried together today.
I see the mother and the baby on the floor. She's doing like this, and the little boy A lot of blood in his face. He's 4 years old.
And despite those sirens tonight, Tony, we have seen notably fewer missile barrages today. And Israeli officials tell me there are likely two reasons for that. First, they have destroyed most of those missile launchers in Iran, about half of them so far. But also, Iran has been listening to President Trump talk about a 4 or 5 week war, and they are conserving their stockpiles. Tony.